morning students, how are you all? I hope all of you are good at home. Today we are going to start our new lesson number 4, metals and non-metals. When we look at our surrounding, we find number of things around us. Anything which occupies space and has specific mass is called as matter. Now we will discuss about elements. Elements are a substance which cannot split up into two or more than two simple substances by applying light, heat or electricity. Example of it: oxygen, magnesium, nitrogen. These elements are classified into three types. First one is a metal, second one is non-metal and last one is metalloid. In this lesson, in detail, we are going to study about metals and non-metals. So metals are material which are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous and good conductor of heat and electricity. Example of metals are gold, silver, copper, then iron. These are the example of metals. While non-metals are soft, non-ductile, non-malleable. They don't have the property of sonorous and they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Example of non-metals are nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen. Materials can be classified into metals and non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. In this video, we are going to discuss about the physical properties. The first physical property is metals are hard and lustrous while non-metals are not. Now, I will show you some objects like iron nail, gold chain, copper plate, coal, wood. Now, on the right side of your screen, you can see a table and by observing these objects, we will fill the table. This is iron nail. Is it shiny? Yes, it's shine. If I put pressure on it, it won't break. Okay? Now, I'll take second example. This is copper plate. Is it shiny? Of course it's shiny, means it's lustrous. If I'll again put pressure on it, on copper plate, it could not break into pieces. Now, this is the coal. Is it shiny? No, it looks dull. And if I'll put pressure on it, then it will break into pieces. So from this activity, the conclusion is metals are hard and lustrous, non-metals are soft and dull. Blacksmith hammer a piece of iron or article made up of iron. If we hammer iron or coal, what will happen, students? Coal will break into pieces and iron will change its shape. If iron is beaten harder, it could be changed into thin sheets as aluminum foil, silver foil. This property of metal by which it can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. The material which followed this property are called as malleable, and the material which are not followed this property are called non-malleable. Generally, metals are malleable and non-metals are non-malleable.
Can you hold a hot pan which is without a plastic or a wooden handle without hurting yourself? Definitely not. This is because wood, plastic, being a non-metal, are poor conductor of heat, while the metal pan is a good conductor of heat. Now, we will have performed this activity of completing the circuit by an object to test whether electricity can pass through that object or not.
What will happen if we will keep wood, coal, iron to complete the circuit in the picture appeared on the screen? We will observe that iron nail will conduct electricity and complete the circuit, while a piece of coal or wood will not conduct electricity and thus would not complete the circuit. With the help of this activity, we can bring the conclusion that metals are good conductor of heat and electricity and non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. So carefully listen students, I have not used the term insulator in spite of poor conductor of heat and electricity. Why this is so? Because at certain condition all materials can conduct heat and electricity. Now fourth property. Observe the picture on the screen. What are the wires made of? They are aluminium or copper. Have you ever seen the wire made of coal? No, since non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. The property of metal by which it can be drawn into wires is called ductility. The material which follows this property are called ductile and the material which don't, they are called non-ductile. Generally metals are having the property of ductility and the non-metals not. Okay, when you go to the temple and strike a metallic bell or a peon at school, he is hitting or strike a metallic plate. Which type of sound are you able to hear? Of course, it's a ringing sound. What will happen if we will replace this metallic plate or bell with wooden plate? Is there possibility still the same sound we will hear? No. Because metals are producing the ringing sound while non-metals are not. With the materials that produce ringing sound are said to be sonorous and the materials which are not produce ringing sound are called as non-sonorous. Generally, metals are having the characteristic or property of sonorous and non-metals are not. So what we have learned students? Metals are hard and lustrous while non-metals are soft and dull. Soft means they can be broken into small pieces. Metals are malleable, non-metals are non-malleable. Metals are ductile while non-metals are non-ductile. Metals are sonorous, non-metals are not have the characteristics sonorous. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. So these were the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Most of the metals and non-metals possesses mentioned properties. Let us see some exceptions. Metals are generally solid at room temperature. Mercury is only one metal which is liquid at room temperature. Metals are generally hard in nature, but sodium and potassium being metal, they are soft and can be broken into small pieces. Non-metals can found either in solid state or gaseous state, but bromine is the single non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Generally, non-metals are soft in nature, but diamond is the hardest substance found on earth. Non-metals are generally poor conductor of heat and electricity, but graphite is a good conductor. Thank you. I hope you understood whatever I have taught you. In next video, we will discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals.